and welcome to Red Devils TV. Today we are back with match reaction of Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United 3-1. And one thing which you guys can probably notice that I have cut my hair, it's a new haircut. And second thing which is I'm shaved absolutely, so it's a clean shave look. And you guys will probably see that basically, but it's just a disclaimer for you guys if you guys cannot recognize this thing. So let's get back to the match reaction, and it was absolutely brilliant. We are absolutely damn brilliant. This is the match which I have been waiting for to see for ages, basically for ages, and this is the style of play which we are crying out for months after months after months. And Ole is just playing with the back six and defensive kind of football. And last night's match in the second half, basically, the style of play was absolutely brilliant, and I think that it was the true United way. That style of play actually carried United's DNA, and it was really good. It was really good, and I absolutely liked it, and I think everybody liked it basically. I don't think that anybody disliked it. I think the first goal was a bit disappointing because Wan-Bissaka stopped running and let Son get forward of him and scored the goal basically. And the first goal which Cavani scored, how is that a foul? And people are criticizing Son. I think it's absolutely legit. I think not the racist remark should not be made, but I think he was a diver, man. I think it's a cheat basically. It's a cheat. I have huge respect for Son basically, and I liked him very much, but I cannot like him anymore because he's a cheat, bloody cheat basically. And I just can't. If that was a foul, then what was the foul of Rashford? Rashford got kicked in his knees basically, in his knees by Giovanni Lo Celso, and that was not a foul. And Rashford was doing step overs, and Giovanni Lo Celso couldn't stop him. That's why he kicked in the knee. That's really disappointing. That's absolutely disappointing. That's actually a disgrace that didn't got a foul, and the goal was not, and the Suns got a foul basically. And that's really. And I think VAR is absolutely trash. It's actually bullshit. The concept of VAR is absolutely bullshit. It's damn irritating. It's damn boring basically. And it hardly makes the right choices basically. It always makes the wrong choices, and that's really irritating for Manchester United personally, because that goal would have helped us in a goal difference basically. But I am happy. I'm not going to moan about that goal too much because we have positive things to look forward basically. And I think the man of the match was Cavani. Undoubtedly was Cavani, and anybody if could match his potential talent, basically his ability, I think it was Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood was a really game changer, and he absolutely changed the match. He came around the 70th minute and then gave an assist, and then in the 90th minute he scored the goal which sealed our win basically. And I think I have seen enough. I have seen enough for Mason Greenwood to be the next number 9 at Manchester United. I think I have seen enough, and many people are saying, we have to buy Harry Kane or Erling Haaland. No, we don't need to buy them. We have Mason Greenwood. I'm not saying that Mason Greenwood is better than both of them, but I think that if we give the service which they both get at their respective clubs and give him some time, because he is a very young lad. Just like me, I think I'm 17 years old. I think he is around 18 to 19. I think, so he's very young, and I think that he should be given some time basically. I think he must be given some time and to develop and to improve his finishing skills. I think his finishing is good, but I think the passing needs to be a bit. So I think we have to be patient with that. But I think that he can lead the attack if we sell Martial next season. But I think that he needs someone to back him up. And I think if we sell Martial, then we have to keep Cavani. I don't think that it's the right choice, but we have to keep him because we are fools, because we just can't keep one striker at a striker position, because if he gets injured, then we are fucked absolutely. They're absolutely fucked. So the comments which Ole said after the press conference, after the post-match conference, was absolutely piss-taking, because it took the piss out of every Spurs fan. It took the piss out of Son, it took the piss out of Mourinho. And I think what he meant actually was, if Son was a Manchester United player, he would have been walking home to Manchester, I think, and he would not be appreciated for that. And I think that's what he meant. I do not think that he wanted to be a bit racist or something like that, or some like a bad person. I don't think that he meant like. I think it was a kind of analogy thing which Ole wanted to say, and I think that's what he wanted to mean actually, but some people are misunderstanding it, so I'm just clarifying their problems and doubts. and I think that definitely we have to give him some credit. We have to give Ole the credit, and as much as I've said before that if you are Ole, you have to give the criticism. But if you are Ole, you also have to give the credit, because I criticized him in his past 2 matches basically, and now I'm going to criticize. I'm not going to criticize him. I'm going to be happy about his playing of style. I'm going to be optimist basically. I'm not an optimist. I'm not going to be pessimist. I'm going to be an optimist, and I'm going to definitely give him the credit because he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it, because I know it's some of the credit goes to some players, but without the tactics, I don't think that the players would have been much more flexible. And Ole actually showed us why he is different from Mourinho. I think many people are saying, yeah, he's just like Mourinho. The trajectory is absolutely going on Mourinho, but I don't think that he's like Mourinho. Yeah, he has some ideologies and principles similar to Mourinho, but he's not actually Mourinho. Mourinho was a stubborn bastard basically. He just did what he liked to do. He didn't care if he was wrong or right. He was a stubborn bastard. Basically, I have huge respect for him, but the things which he did in Manchester United was nothing else than being a stubborn bastard. I think dropping Maguire, dropping Pogba, Luke Shaw, Martial, absolutely ruining Martial's career. And if he didn't waste Martial's development stages during the first 3 years which he had, I think Martial would have been a much deadlier striker than he was. He brought in Zlatan, then he brought Lukaku in, and I think that absolutely killed Martial's time at Manchester United. I think I wouldn't be surprised that much if he wants to leave Manchester United this summer, the upcoming summer, sorry. And I wouldn't be that much surprised. And I hope he stays, because he's one of my favorite players, and he has scored a lot of crucial goals in crucial times. But if he wants to leave, I don't have any problem with it, and I won't force him basically. And the thing which I want to say is the more that Mourinho is being salty. I think he's being salty. He said that Pogba deserves the card for elbowing Origer. I just can't understand it. How the hell is that a red card? Yeah, it could have been a foul basically, but how is that a red card? I just don't understand. He is pulling excuses from his head. Just like a magician pulls a rabbit out of his head. That's like it basically. And I think he's finished. I think he's absolutely finished. And I have no doubt about that, because until and unless he changes his tactics and philosophy, and I think which will not, because he is Mourinho, I don't think that he will stay. Yeah, maybe I think he's suitable for La Liga. No, not La Liga. I think he will be best suited for clubs like Inter Milan or AC Milan, and I think he will definitely suit in Serie A. But I think he's definitely done in the Premier League. I'm going to guarantee you guys that I think he's definitely done in the Premier League, and there is no doubt about that, because Spurs fans are turning on him, and I'm a Manchester United fan. So I'm criticizing him, that's okay, but Spurs fans are telling him that to sack Daniel Levy, to sack him, he's out, he's done, he's absolutely finished basically. And I think that says a lot. I think that says a lot when your own fans turn over you. And I think it's not the majority. I think it's 80% Mourinho out, and I think 20% Mourinho, and I think the 20% who are Mourinho in are basically Mourinho fans who have been seeing him from Chelsea's days, his Porto days basically. I think he's that. And the 80% Spurs fans which are Mourinho out are actually true Spurs fans, I think. And I think they have seen the style of play under Andres Villas-Boas and Mauricio Pochettino. I think they know that how Spurs play, and there are many jokes around of Spurs being a banter club. I think they are not a banter club. I think they have definitely improved. I think it was, yeah, they were a laughing stock around 10 to 15 years ago, but I think now they are a decent club, and I think they somehow lost their identity, and we could see that in the last match. I think they have an attack better than Manchester United. I would not lie about that, and I'm not going to be criticizing our own players, but I think they have a definitely good attacker better than us basically, and I think that they could have finished the match way before 70th minute, but Manchester United, they let Manchester United keep the pressure, keep attacking them, and they didn't press enough, they didn't go attacking wise, and I said the same thing to my friend. He was asking last night after the half-time, what are your predictions? And I told him, I don't know if Manchester United will win, but I can definitely assure you this thing, that Mourinho will go defensive. I think he will park the bus and he will be conservative, and I think he will commit, and he will tell players to commit dirty fouls to get the lead safe, and I think he did just that. But Manchester United too good basically. And Cavani showed that class is permanent, but for me temporary. He showed that he was struggling for some matches, but I think he has bounced back, and he is definitely the man of the match. And my ratings for him is 9 out of 10. If the first goal would have been allowed, I know it's not his fault, but I think if he had scored that goal, I mean, he scored that goal, but if it was counted, I think I would have given a perfect 10. And after that, I would give the attack 8 basically, because I think they did a really good job, and I think they really should get the appreciation from the fans. I think Bruno was a bit mid-par. I think he was a bit mid-par because he didn't play according to his Bruno standards. I think Pogba was much better than him. No offense to Bruno, I think Pogba was much better to him, much more expressive. I think in the passing play, I think in shooting, I think he was much better than Bruno. But yeah, Bruno was also good. I'm not saying that Bruno was trash. Absolutely, he had to get in the bit. No, I'm not saying that. But I think he was far off than his limits, his own levels, which he has created the past few months basically. And I think he needs to. I think he's a bit tired. I think, and he's doing the same job again and again. I think that's why I think. But it's okay. It's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay to have a rough patch, and I'm not criticizing him for that. And the centre backs didn't have much to do, man. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Yeah, some good headers and some blocks, but that's what you have to do against a club like Spurs. I think that's nothing to give credit. No, I'm going to give them a solid 7. The full backs were really good. I'm going to give them a good 8. The midfield, yeah, McFred was absolutely brilliant in the match. I don't know, everywhere many people are criticizing him on Twitter, but I don't know how they are criticizing him. They took the ball out of the Spurs midfield, and Spurs have a solid midfield. I think Tanguy and Ndombele and who's the second guy? Oh, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg basically. So I think they have a solid midfield, and they don't have that much creativity, but they are definitely good in physicality. And I don't think Højbjerg is that much good, and some people compare it to Kevin De Bruyne. He's not just, but I think he just goes on kicking people around. I think, but he is absolutely good in physicality, and he's very good in tackling. So I think they gave a good fight to them, and I think they definitely should not get less than 7 out of 10. I think. They should definitely get the praise. Many people, yeah, I also agree that the pivot is not good for Manchester United longer term, but we should definitely give them the appreciation and the credit that they deserve. And I think the only minus point for me is Marcus Rashford. I have to say it. I have to put the nail in the coffin basically, because I think Marcus Rashford was too poor. I think he couldn't dribble past Aurier that much well, and he didn't pass the ball too much, and I think he was struggling a lot, and I think he had I think he's playing with the pain barrier. I think he's playing with the pain barrier, and I think he has a major injury, but I think the medical staff and Ole is just ignoring the fact that we have much more crucial games players. And yeah, the title is first of all back basically, and I'm happy with that. If we have drawn the match or lost the match, the title is definitely won. But don't get too much complacent or confident about that we are going to win the Premier League, and don't think that we are just a titleless, because we need Man City to win at least 3 losses. I think they should lost at least 3 matches and 1 draw, because they have 6 games remaining and they need to win 3 matches. And I think they 3 matches they have is against Brighton, Newcastle and Crystal Palace, and they can easily win those things. And the other 3 matches which are comparatively tougher against them is Aston Villa, Everton and Chelsea. So they can afford to lose those 3 matches and win the next 3 matches. So I think they have to get some draws. I think draws would be really well for Manchester United, but I think that Pep Guardiola won't allow us to bottle this kind of league. I think that would be really shameful for a club of Man City stature, and I haven't seen them do that much in other than Champions League. So I don't expect Manchester United to win the Premier League, but I definitely expect them to cross the 75 points barrier, and that will be progression, because I said before the season started that if we get more points and remain in the second or third spot, I think it's progression, because Because last season was not a progression, guys. Don't get me wrong here, but your style of play definitely improved than the 2018-19 season. But there was no progress, because 2018-19 season we finished with 66 points and finished in the 6th spot, and we finished third and getting the same amount of points. So that I think that 2019-20 season was absolutely trash basically, and there was no much competition, and the points bar was pretty low other than top two. And I think at least 70 points, no, I think not 70 points, I think at least 75 points should be required to get top 4, I think, basically, if it is, and judging on the last 4 campaigns. Chelsea won the Premier League 2017, so it's been absolutely 4 years, so judging by those 4 years, I have to at least get 75 points, 70 to 75 points to get top 4 or top 3. So I think it's really competition. I think the second place is absolutely nailed on. I don't think that we have any more doubts, because we are 7 points above Leicester City and 14 points above Spurs. And I think I absolutely love this thing that we are dominating other teams with this style of play. And I think if we get the right recruitment in the next round transfer, I think we can really challenge Man City. And if we don't win the title also, I think we should focus on getting the difference less day by day and day by day, match by match, not day by day, match by match. And I think if the difference ends in 4 or 5 points, I think it's absolutely progress. There can be more progress, and definitely win the Europa League. I'm not saying that don't win the Europa League, just finish second. I think there's some silverware is required, because we haven't won a silverware since 2017, and that's a long time for a club of Manchester United stature. So I think we should definitely win some trophies, and I'm definitely pleased with that kind of football which Ole played, and the players deserve the criticism. Not what I'm saying, man. What I'm saying, they don't deserve the criticism. They deserve all the respect and the credits which they get. And Ole, I'm going to give Ole a solid 8 out of 10. I'm definitely going to give them, because I would have given him 9, but his first half tactics were absolutely trash, and everybody would relate to this, because after seeing the lineup, I wanted to kill myself basically. Not like that. I just mean it sarcastically. I don't mean like that. I think I absolutely mean that in sarcastically, because I saw Rashford in right wing and Pogba in the left wing, and then playing Magalhaes and McFred in the midfield. So that I was so frustrated that for a few seconds I wanted Ole to be sacked basically. I'm Ole in, I'm not, but for just few milliseconds, just around 3 to 5 seconds, I think I was Ole out. Let's kick this man out. He's garbage. He plays the same kind of football, and then he surprises us with all the results basically. I think he deserves the respect he gets and the credit basically. And people say he has no tactics. He has a volley. He's a PTC. He has got tactics. But I think he doesn't stick to those tactics on a regular basis, and that's what he has to work on. And I think that's a really good performance from Manchester United. And I think definitely the overall, I would give them a solid 9.5. I would have given them a 10 out of 10, but we considered a goal, and that's why I have to cut a 0.5 out of them. So thanks for watching. Please smash that like button if you did enjoy this video, and subscribe so you do not miss a single upload. And I'll be back with the match reaction of the second leg of Granada, and until then I'll catch you next time.